What's up, everyone? Welcome in. Happy Saturday. I find it very interesting that they decided not to move the Auburn-Alabama game, and they just went ahead and scheduled Auburn-Alabama on top of Duke. Now, granted, the Duke-Stanford game isn't that big of a game. It's a game where we're favored to win by 18 and a half points. So, I guess for the first time ever, maybe, we're actually not really the main event on a Saturday. Also finishing up this Houston-Arizona game, which I think we're slated to start at 106 is what I saw. So a little bit to go here. This Houston-Arizona game is a point with 1:40 to go, which means probably be 20 minutes before this game is over. So we'll keep an eye on our game as well, though. And it does not look like ABC has swapped over, and they will not be swapping over. But I figured they would put the Alabama-Auburn game into prime time. I kind of missed the whole piece that it was it's like the Iron Bowl, but for basketball. And that flew over my head. Although I do think that it's a bit bizarre that they just left it at they definitely went with the 1-2 thing for the ratings to try to pump the ratings, because whoever loses is assuming Duke wins, Duke will just slide up to 2, and then whoever loses will slide back to 3, and the winner will either remain or go 2-1. So, I mean, even actually, I guess if Auburn loses, maybe they just put them at 2 and just leave Duke at 3. But either way, what's up, Cat fan? Happy Saturday. Still got a minute. Still got 1 point game here. Less than a minute though with Houston and Arizona. I'm very glad that we ended up winning this Arizona game. Arizona has come back. They went through this slump. I think we caught them at the right time, where they were they were trending down, and now they've kind of fixed it and gotten it back going the other way. What's the next hard game for Auburn? I don't know, besides the game tonight. I mean, I guess they'd still have to somehow, they could get clipped by anybody in the SEC. Any road game, any conference road game is always a bit of a question mark from time to time. Oh, I do not know if that was a foul. This Houston guy got decked. Yes, Jalen Blakes will be back in Cameron. It would be very ironic, I suppose, he's averaging 14 points a game. So there's that as the baseline, but it would be ironic, I guess, if he goes for 25. The other one to watch out for is Maxine Reynaud, who's averaging 19 and a half points per game, or slightly higher. Anyway, he's the number one rebounder and point getter in the ACC, which is actually kind of bizarre. So we've always we have these blinders on where it's just Cooper Flag all day long, all the time. But you have this player over in Stanford that's actually has stats that are better than Cooper. I think we are rooting for Arizona to beat Houston. Probably. I don't. In the end of the day, it doesn't really make a difference one way or another. Our win over Arizona is a win over Arizona, regardless of what they do. They gave a nice hand for Jalen Blakes. I guess the Cameron crazies have gone soft, or they've evolved, depending on how you want to interpret that. Oh, that's short by Arizona. It's curious. Arizona has a timeout, but they didn't want to use it. They have to play Kentucky a home or away? All right, let's go. Here we go. Also, we need to like normalize the whole like start games on time. I want to see an executive order that says if you say the game is going to start at 1 o'clock, it's tipping at 1 o'clock. All right, I don't want any of this like. It's a 1 o'clock game. We'll start it at 1:06. We'll start at 1:08. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. No. Get rid of all this stuff. It's useless. You're just wasting time. You're just wasting everyone's time to do useless promos and ads. All right. In any case, here we go. We'll go over a bit of the keys to the game at the first TV timeout, but Maxine to tip it off against Malawach, and he gets the better of it. So Stanford will start with the ball here. Your usual starting five for Duke with Proctor, James, Flagg, Malawach, and Knipple, and Flagg really hedging almost to the half-court line. That was pretty nuts. Almost a turnover there. And he actually forces a deflection. Malawach playing pretty good there. Actually, he does force the out-of-bounds. And that will be the deflection for Malawach and the first turnover for Stanford. I think Flagg is feeling great. I think everybody's feeling great. We'll see as soon as they start get going, actually. Knipple, a nice hard screen by Malawach. We're going to go up top! And the alley-oop to Malawach works. That looks like they practiced that one. Finally. Woo! All right, they're practicing the precision passing there. Malawach draws first blood on Stanford. 2 points for him, who had a double-double in his last game, 10 points and 12 rebounds. No, 12 points and 10 rebounds, one way or the other. It's a miss by Stanford and a rebound by Knipple as we drive down. He draws two, tries to get it off the backboard, and will draw a foul on Sellers. From Stanford. Sellers, one of their three players scoring in double figures. The three players for Stanford in that category, Reno, number 42, Jalen Blake's number 21 at 14.5, and Sellers at 14 points per game at 47% shooting, and actually 41% from beyond the arc. So definitely one to watch there, number 4, as Knipple hits his first free throw. Oh, they play Kentucky at Kentucky. Yeah, I mean, that would for sure be a hard game for Auburn. I keep finding it funny that, like, I just saw Arkansas lost again. I mean, I guess for Calipari, I hope the money was worth it. But, like, they kind of ran him out of Kentucky anyway, so I guess, his time was kind of up. Reno thought about 3 as Knipple closed, and he'll take it inside, and that'll be the first miss for Reno as it's out on Stanford. So back to Duke here. Stanford has missed 2 shots and turned it over twice, and Duke up 4-0. Actually, Jalen Blake has gotten 2 game-winning baskets this season. One was the one at Carolina that we all, of course, know about. The other one was going to be against Santa Clara, and Flagg gets fouled there on the turnaround jump shot, and that one looks like it's on Sellers too. Unless that's on number 2, Donovan Young. Give that to Young for the time being and check it. The Duke crowd looks very... I mean, it's a Saturday at 4 o'clock. Like, come on, guys. Like, it's not too late. It's not too early. I expect the undergrads to show up here. Also, there's not that many games left. Like, let's be real, right? This is game number 15. There's only 20 games in the ACC. So we basically have, we got 5 left after today. And after today, we're going to go out. We have to go play at Virginia on Monday. Then we have to play Illinois, which is the neutral site game. That'll be next Saturday. Then we go to Miami, all right? And then we have Florida State and Wake Forest. And then we finish out at Carolina. So the only 2 home games left are the game against Florida State and Wake. So, if you want to go watch Cooper Flagg play, you are running out of time in Cameron, right, so to speak. So, 7 seconds on the shot clock here for Stanford. And it's kind of funny. It's Tyrese Proctor on Jalen Blake's, and that is a turnover by Blake's. Tyrese Proctor getting the better of him. That is just sort of an ironic matchup. Nicholas, rather. Hello. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. So far, so good. It's kind of interesting as I was reviewing the stats for Stanford here. Stanford, an 8-6 team, as Flag puts up a 3 just short. Cannot come down with the offensive rebound, and Stanford is out and running. This is Sellers, but good defense to stop ball here by Proctor. Reynaud for 3. No, oh, actually, yeah. And that one goes down. And Flag is going to step into a 3. That's a second miss in as many possessions. And short again. So not a good shooting start for Flag. Sellers for 3, shooting at 41%. Nothing there. Weak side rebound to Proctor. Swing pass out to Flag. Extra pass to James, who drives baseline. Gets it to Knipple in front of the Stanford bench. And Knipple obliges with 3. Nice assist there for Sion James, who is cranking a, hold on, I had this, 5.2 assist to turnover ratio in the last 7 games. Crazy. Now Reynaud's 3 is short. The putback there by Stanford. Ooh, soft roll by Sellers gets 2. And 9-5. Nibble over to Proctor. High screen there by Malowich. They're going to get the roll, but Proctor's just going to take the 3 instead. Malowich fighting for the rebound. Ooh, gets it ripped away. It was a good attempt. Good attempt for the rebound, but didn't quite come down with it as Blake springs it up the floor and Reynaud calls for the high screen. No, that's defended well by Duke in the paint. And this is actually not defended well by Duke in the paint as Sellers penetrates and Malowich gets the foul as he's late to rotate. So first foul on Malowich. And Sellers to the free throw line. And makes the first. Hey, bud. Looks like the pup is out after napping for a little while. He's going to get some food at halftime. He's already very excited. And Sellers 2 of 2 at the free throw line. That gives him 4. 9-7 here. As Brown comes into the game. Nice cut. Oh, what a beautiful pass. Malik Brown, give him the assist, get Proctor the points. The passing, man. Even by the bigs. The passing, even by the Duke bigs. Thing of beauty. Good defense here by Knipple on Agarwal. And Reynaud is going to shoot 3 again. Oh, wow, he's going to hit that too. So he's got 2 threes. You know, this Reynaud kid actually is as advertised. And Brown back to Flag. There's the high screen. He rolls, but Flag picks up his dribble. Nowhere to go. James driving in and will draw a foul. Good aggressive drive by Sion James. It's an 11-10 here. That foul on Donovan Young, his second. Are we rooting for Auburn? Yes, I think we are rooting for Auburn because so they just released the S curve or the top 4 seeds this morning, and actually we can take a look. Let's take a look. NCAA top seeds. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. This is what I was looking for. This is what they released this morning. So you get Auburn, Alabama, and then you get Duke here at number 3. This is the 3rd overall seed. So like 1 through 4 are 1 seeds, 5 through 8 are these are the 2s, these are the 3s, and these are the 4s. So he's got St. John's down here to 4, as is Kansas. It's kind of a brutal Elite 8 matchup, but anyway. I actually think there's really no catching Auburn because Auburn has they just have so many quad one wins that I don't think that anything displaces them. Like if you were to look at Auburn net ranking, if we're looking at Auburn, they're 13-2 in quad one. I mean, like look at these games. I mean, like they've lost to us and like they lost to Florida. Okay, but like, and then they have these one like remaining. They have Alabama today, which is quad one, and then they have 2 quad twos, and then they have Ole Miss, Kentucky, Texas A&M, and Alabama again. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So like they're at 13-2 right now. Let's copy this and just go like that's Alabama is the current number 2. Like 13-2 versus 8-3. So like what do you have to do here? You'd have to somehow accumulate 5 more. Like Alabama would have to accumulate 5 more quad ones. Like they could 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 7. So like literally all their remaining games are quad ones. So they'd have to somehow go like they'd have to simultaneously go like 6-1, let's say, over their last 7 games, and Auburn would have to just like lose everything in order for them to like catch up. But like that doesn't really make like that's like so bizarre. That doesn't make sense to me. And like Duke's, we're at like 5-3. There's just like no way to catch them because we just don't have the games. Like we have this Illinois game, and then we have this North Carolina game. So like, okay, like at max, you can get 2 more. So you could go 7-3, but Alabama's already at 8-3. So like, there's no way to like actually catch either of these 2 teams. So like the best you could hope to do is Alabama really stumbles down the stretch, but like there's just no way to catch Auburn. And there's probably no way to catch Alabama either, the way that it's going. So I guess we should just root for Auburn. Sean James gets both of the free throw line while we were just doing some math and discussing this. But like, it's actually going to be really hard to move up the seed lines. Sellers gets 3 there, so that's a 7 for him. I guess presumably we could move down. We'd have to look at Florida's. We'll look at Florida's record here in a second. And Proctor's going to try to get the 3 back, and he does. 5 points for Proctor to match the 5 from Knipple. Those are the highest getters on the Duke team, 16-13 here. On the Stanford side, it's Sellers with 7 and Reynaud with 6. Those are the only 2 players that have scored for Stanford, as Reynaud on James right now inside the 3-point line. Reynaud trying to get to the paint, and now this nice switch actually by Flag. That's out on Stanford on the rebound. Is Hart a Duke fan? I think, yeah, Kevin Hart is a huge Duke fan. So off the out of bounds, Duke going to come the other way with it here as Flag's still looking for his first points of the afternoon, and he will get them. That's his 3rd and 4th points of the afternoon. He had 2 on free throws, I think. Reynaud currently on Knipple there. A bit of a mismatch. Let's see if they try to post him, but Knipple trying to front him. Oh, Flag. Nice deflection as he denied the entry pass to Reynaud. And it's a turnover, and Flag going to try to go the other way. That's a blocking foul. Absolutely. A blocking foul on Agarwal there. That's the 4th for Stanford. Actually, I thought Reynaud may have had a hand on the hip there for Flag there on the replay. Could have been a foul, but you let it go, I guess. Oh, Flag's going to take a 3. Yes. Yeah, I mean, Stanford just sags off, and Flag beats them with 3. Like, look at this is bad defense by Stanford. Let's like rewind this here for a second. I mean, There, look at the amount of space. I mean, his foot might actually be on the line here. They'll have to look. Let's see. No, he actually takes one step back with that foot. That is a 3. But look how far back they're sagging off. I mean, there's just like nobody near. There's nobody near him. Everybody is down here at this ACC, this free throw line, and just like it's just way too late to recover. Like Malik Brown just like sucks in 3 Stanford players, and like they don't even. You just can't even. So that was his man. He gets screened there. That's a miscommunication on the switch. I think Stanford wanted to switch that, but they weren't sure if they actually were gonna, and flag makes them pay. So timeout for the Trees. And we're back at it. So the 8-0 run there by Duke as Agarwal drives in, and Proctor will be called for the foul. First foul on Mr. Proctor. Okay, so it's Duke, Tennessee, Arizona, and St. John's are the 4. Okay, Duke, Tennessee, Arizona, St. John's. No, I'm pretty sure Hart is there for Duke. Both free throws connect, so after the timeout. This was actually a good timeout for Stanford. Duke had gone on an 8-0 run, and there's like a big shot from flag, right? Usually we like get on coaches for calling timeouts of possession too late, but that one was just right on time. Proctor, the 3, no good. Fight for the loose ball rebound, lands in the lap of Stanford. So we actually don't critique the Stanford coach here for calling the timeout too late. He was perfectly on time with it. And Jalen Blake's trying to drive baseline. Malik Brown deflects it out of bounds, and 16 seconds for the Trees to get the ball back in bounds and up. Skylark, a good afternoon from Durham. Welcome in. Lakes drives baseline here, trying to go with the reverse. No, too strong, and that's going to be off on... It's apparently off on Duke, but they never hit the rim, so 11 seconds here still. And Reynaud here on Gillis. Shire calls Malawach up. The ball just over the top of Sion James's hands, and the 3 no good, although it does actually hit the rim this time. So it'll go back to Stanford. And Stanford is going to get a 3rd attempt at this, as we can't seem to corral a defensive rebound. And as they trail by 6, and we have another timeout. Or we have a 5-second violation. Timeout Stanford. So that's another quick timeout there. If Stanford gets blown out, should they talk about moving West Coast teams out of the ACC? I mean, they're 8-6 right now, so that record is actually not too bad. As far as it, you know. I mean, Cal's record is far worse, right? Like, it just doesn't, like, the travel stuff just doesn't make sense to me. Like, I don't understand why they... But like, remember, like this was a cascading effect as a result of the breakup of the Pac-12. It really wasn't like Stanford kind of got left out of the in club, if you will, as the Pac-12 broke up and a lot of those teams went to the Big 12. Stanford just like needed to find a place to play. But yeah, certainly not Atlantic Coast Conference. I mean, next year Duke is going to have to head out west for Cal Stanford. there. But of course, it's like one trip, right? You don't have to keep coming back and forth, East Coast, West Coast. As someone who does go East Coast, West Coast, let me tell you, that is not a fun trip. Reynaud blocked off there by Gillis. Good defense by Duke. Great swipe, actually, by Sion James. And Knipple is on the ground, and we got a jump ball. And that will go with a possession arrow to Duke. Great hustle by Khan here to give Duke a extra possession. They haven't done as well going to the East Coast. I mean, I wouldn't expect them to. Like, that is a hard, 1-4 record on the East Coast. I mean, here's Gillis for 3. Yeah. Oh, no. Never mind. It looked good for a second. Yeah, 1-4 record. I mean, about to be 1-5, presumably, right? Good defense by Proctor. Going to have to change the angle of the pass there by Gaylor. And Reynaud over here to Okpara. Gillis, good defense. Okpara picks up his dribble, has to go off the pivot foot, and he's got 2. So far, a 4-0 run by Stanford to break the Duke 8-point lead and bring it down to 4. Timothy, welcome in. Happy Saturday. Malawatch to Proctor. Get the high screen. No, Proctor's just going to try to take this himself. Ooh, nice off the glass. Really decisive move there by Proctor. I wasn't really sure if that was going to work, but he got it to. Proctor has been averaging about 18.5 points in the last several games here. Very, very good performance by Tyrese. Nice defense there by, wow, I think Malawatch got a piece of it. I was going to say nice defense by James for staying vertical. Extra pass there. Oh, what a beautiful pass right back to Gillis! Yes! James Gillis in the 3 drops. What selfless basketball by the 2 transfers. I mean, that is the epitome of Duke basketball being played by 2 dudes who were not in Duke uniforms last year. Fantastic. I love it. 5-0 run for Duke here, and the lead is 9. Sellers, really tough shot. And they get the ball back out after the offensive rebound. Sellers still can't get it. Another offensive rebound. Another offensive board. 4 cracks at it for Stanford and nothing. And the ball is going to go to Duke. And that's going to be the 12-minute timeout, media timeout here. So a lot of action as Duke has opened up a 9-point lead off of a 2-pointer by Tyrese Proctor and then a 3 from Gillis. Really swinging this back in the favor of the Blue Devils. So as we were discussing before, we are going to go to, we said the risk really is, Duke can't really catch Bama or Auburn, but the risk is to move down. The risk is to move down to the fourth seed, and get rid of this thing. Because Florida has 5-3 record as well, and Duke has, so both Duke and Florida have the same 5-3 quad 1 record. The thing is though that Florida, so they have South Carolina, 1, 2, 3, 4. They got 4 more chances to get quad 1 wins. I mean, at the end of the day, Florida could end up with more quad 1 wins with Duke. I mean, it's going to be close because I think it depends what they're going to do in the tournament. Oh, they're 8-3. Wow, it's just Kentucky, Missouri, Tennessee. Well, that's a close loss there. That one's a close loss. Wow, this Florida team is, aside from this, I mean, this looks like an aberration here, but like how they beat Wake Forest on a neutral court. I mean, you're going to have to see the other thing about these SEC teams is that they're going to have a lot of quad 1 wins in their they're going to have opportunities in their tournaments. Like the winner of the SEC tournament is going to have basically 3 additional quad 1 wins. So they're all played at a neutral site. And you're going to have to you're going to have to like play against the good teams in the conference, right? So you can get 1, 2, 3, 4, and then if they make it all the way to the championship, well then, that's at least 2 more there. So 1, 2, 3. Even if they go like they get 2, they pick up 2 or 3 more. Again, you're at like 7 or 8 quad 1 wins, and here you're like Duke just doesn't have them. So we absolutely have to win this Illinois game. That's really big, and then we have to beat Carolina, and then like we're gonna have to probably beat Clemson again. You could get a couple quad 1s in the ACC tournament. Trying to think. It's gonna have to be like, let's see, who's like quad 2? It's gonna have to be like Pittsburgh, Carolina. You're gonna have to beat Pitt, Carolina, Clemson. Yeah. Where's the Wake Forest win? Oh, it's over here because we beat them at Wake Forest. So, like, yeah, any of these teams, if we face Louisville, SMU, Wake Forest, Clemson, Pitt, Carolina, any of these teams, that's good to play and beat in the ACC tournament. That's good. That works for us. So, yeah, I actually think it's going to be really close. I mean, Duke has a 1 seed. Just keep winning. You have a 1 seed. It's a debate whether you have the 3rd one or the 4th one. So that's kind of where we're at. All right, back to the action here with 10 minutes left in the first half. 26-17. Duke leads by 9, and Knipple, with great body control, just puts his man on the floor and scores off the backboard. 7 points for Con Knipple as Duke is on a 7-0 run. And what's kind of difficult for Stanford right now is that they can't really take another timeout. That's a beautiful block by Malawach, and the Duke run may continue here. We're going to Knipple, get it outside to James in the corner. That's it. Yep. 3-pointer for James. What, I mean, everybody knows exactly where they need to be at when they need to be there. It is just like you have this transition play at like flag to Knipple, and James is already there in the corner. There is no Stanford defender anywhere near him. He is ready to catch and shoot. I mean, it's brilliant. It's just brilliant. Like the floor spacing is like extremely precise, and the timing is right on. As you get a 3-pointer there on the other side by Stanford. At 3 by Donovan Young, actually. We have another foul by Stanford here. That was on Gaylor, actually. It's his first. Timothy says they moved up the start of the Daytona 500 tomorrow to 1:30 due to rain. Oh, I have heard that the president is, Trump is going to show up the Daytona 500. Oh, my goodness. That should be a dunk. Yep. Malawach for 2. Easy. I mean, nothing screams America like the Daytona 500, right? Like, come on. Let's be real. Reyno trying to go up over Malawach. Can't get it. What a one-handed rebound by Flag. And now Duke in transition again. Get him in the corner. Actually, Stanford's already there. That was Gillis. I thought they were going to go for it again. Flag has to pull it back outside. Flag on Reyno, 1-on-1. The 2 top players in the ACC, and Cooper Flag scores it off the backboard above Reyno. 9 points. Are we wearing special unis today? No, it's just it's the usual whites. It's the usual home whites. Reyno trying to go for 3 again. Can't get it. Malawach with the rebound here. Hey, buddy. Flag to Malawach. We get the pick and roll action between these two. And there's the pick. There's the roll. Flag. Get it outside to Gillis, maybe. No. Turnaround jump shot. not quite. Malawach tries to play hot potato with it for a second, and we have a foul. Foul on Malawach. That's his second. All right, timeout. Oh, no. No, actually, Reynaud was called for the foul. That's 6 fouls on Stanford, actually. So Duke will retain possession. Okay. Follows a guy that goes to a lot of races. He got word that they're going to ramp up the security. I mean, yeah, obviously. I'd be like, something tells me that he is, Donnie is not watching it from the stands. I don't know where exactly, like, are there boxes at Daytona, like in the big like tower there? I guess on the main strip. I went once. I remember I went once many years. This is a long time ago. I want to say it was 2013 or 2014. I went. I mean, it's cool. It's cool, but yeah, it's like we were just like kind of out in the bleachers. But like you can see from anywhere, so. Flag and Proctor are killing it. Yeah, I mean, Flag's got 9, Proctor's got 7. It's rather efficient, too. I mean, Flag is at 50% from the field right now, 3 of 6. Proctor is 3 of 5. This is a little better there. They're both 1 of 3 from 3, though. So the 3-point ball kind of is okay. Knippel's got a 3, James is a 3, and Gillis is 1 of 2. Actually, so Duke 50% from beyond the arc, which is not too shabby. 5 of 10. We've hit every single free throw we've taken, 6 of 6 there. And the field goal shooting is 12 of 18, so 2/3, 66%. Rebounding even across both teams, 10 and 10. Here as Stanford with 4 turnovers and Duke with 0. So Duke doing a good job taking care of the basketball here. And the points off turnovers in favor of the Blue Devils, 5-0. 8 assists for Duke on those 12 baskets. That's an assist rate of 75%. And on the flip side, Stanford really struggling here. 6 of 20 down at 30%. This is very reminiscent, actually, of the Cal game, where they kind of like started at the start of the game. Cal was really hanging around, and then midway through the first half, Duke really took control. That's kind of where we're at here with Duke up 15. It's like you blink, all of a sudden it was a 4-point game, right? With Stanford trying to get back in it, you blink, and all of a sudden Duke's up 15. I mean, brilliant. Cat fan says they might have a job at a car detail place. Nice. My mom took to a car detail manager and she told them about me and they seemed to be interested. There you go. I like it. All that, all this car repair stuff, man. Definitely makes money. Everybody has cars. Everybody manages to screw them up. There's always a market. 7:27 to go in the first. And the alley-oop, not quite with the precision passing, but Malawach has to bring it down and then throws it down anyway as Stanford just decides to watch and take pictures. 16-3 run here for the Blue Devils. Going on the backdoor cut. Sellers out to Blake's. And now driving here is Stanford. Ooh, off the glass. Who was that? That was Agarwal. And Blake's going to get called for a foul. Blake's still with 0 points. Yeah, at the end of that Malawach dunk, Sion James is like, "Yeah, my bad. I didn't give it up to you where it should have been." Sian James at the free throw line for a 1-and-1 as Duke is now in the bonus. Oh, we missed. Oh, painful. That's the first miss here for Duke at the free throw line, 6 of 7. May as well give it 6 of 8. So we ended up denying ourselves the opportunity for 2 points. Agarwal on Evans, and there's the first action by Evans, and we have another steal by Duke, and the steal by Knipple. Even though Stanford continued to fight for it, the ball ended up out of bounds, out on Stanford, so Duke retains possession. Or Duke is granted the possession, rather. First action for Isaiah Evans, Malik Brown back in the game, second time he's been in today. And then you got Proctor, Knipple, and Flag to round out your 5 for Duke. Fifth turnover for Stanford here. Still a clean sheet for the Blue Devils with none. Brown back to Flag, and this is Agarwal guarding him. And actually, no, sorry, that was Sellers. Nice extra pass from Brown to Proctor. Proctor just drills the 3. I mean, Proctor has been dialed in these last couple games. He's got 10 so far. First player in double figures in the game, and of course, first Blue Devil in double figures. But he has just been locked in. The reverse jinx worked. Sellers is short. Brown there with the rebound, and now Proctor bringing it up the court. Proctor back to Flag. Flag looking for a lane. Can't find it. Almost deflected here, or almost stolen by Sellers. But Duke manages to dodge that, so still no turnovers for the Blue Devils. Knipple is just going to take 3 again. Bad defense by Stanford on the inbounds play. He can't quite get it to go down, even though it hit 2 parts of the rim and came back out. Jalen Blake's calling for a high screen by Agarwal. Decides to go around it. Still beyond the 3-point line, being guarded by Brown. A cross-court pass intercepted by Knipple, and Duke going the other way. 6 turnover here for Stanford. And Flag at the ACC. The turnaround jump shot should go. Not quite. I thought that was going down. That was about to be Duke by 20. The Duke defense suffocating. Oh, Knipple, almost another theft there. I mean, we are just everywhere. We are swarming. And Blake still can't come up with one. Evans down with the rebound. Duke in transition. Get it up top to Flag. No, actually, that should have been a foul. Proctor's going to finish it with 2. Yeah, Stanford attempted to foul Proctor, and the ref didn't call it. And Duke by 20 here, and this is going to force another Stanford timeout. This is the 3rd timeout they have used in the first half. Duke is out of control right now. Justice for Darren Harris. He needs more minutes. I mean, Skylark, at the rate that this is going, I think your boy Darren Harris is going to get some minutes in the second. Best first half of the year. It could be trending in that direction, actually. 42 points. I mean, the Tyrese Proctor show has been in full force here. Look, let's just go through a couple of the box scores the last couple games. 18 in the game against Cal. 23 in the game against Clemson. We lost it, but what can you do? Syracuse, 16 points there. Against UNC, 17. Against NC State, 4. Okay, so 17... 17, 16, 23, 18, and now 12 in with 5 minutes left here in this first half. Pretty incredible, actually. It feels like we should be farther, like, with a score of 22-42, I can't believe we're actually still, like, in the first half. Like, there's 5 minutes to go. Duke might, like, get 50 and a half. Like, this is, we've been having a great conversation here on the side with everybody in chat, like, talking about seeding, talking about Daytona 500s, like, and all of a sudden, like, Duke's up by 20. Reynaud hits a 3. All his points have come from 3, oddly enough. This is another screen here by Brown, and Proctor has to pick up his dribble and almost travels with it, actually, over to James, back to Proctor. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Being guarded by the much bigger Reynaud. Proctor, oh, what a tough shot. Great offensive rebound there by Malik Brown. Evans can't come up with the three, though. So Stanford here with an opportunity to try to claw themselves back into the game. After a made three by Reno. Great defense there by Proctor to cut off the back cut by Sellers. Sniffed it out the whole way, and we've got the under 4 media timeout, and so here we are. T.O. Reno, 3 of 9 with 9 points. All points coming from beyond the arc on 3 of 5 3-point shooting for the big man from Stanford. Number 1 rebounder and number 1 point scorer in the ACC, actually 13th nationally in scoring at 19.9 points per game and 3rd in rebounding at 11.5. He actually has only 2 rebounds, so well below his average. Reno actually has 20 double-doubles this season, which is most in the country, and no other player has 17. I think he might get a 21st double-double today, but it's going to be tough going, I think. Tough sledding here. What is this? That Dale Jr. has a car in the Cup Series this year? Oh, that's cool. Sponsored by whiskey. That is so NASCAR. That is just too funny, man. Hi. Is the 3-point contest tonight? Is this like All-Star weekend, right? Is the All-Star game tomorrow or tonight? I mean, I feel like it's just kind of a waste sometimes. Yeah. I'll probably end up like putting it on in the background TV. Wow, Proctor with 12 points, 5 of 8 from the floor. All-Star Weekend has been a joke for years. Yeah, I mean the whole NBA is kind of going that way right now, too. Yeah, the 3-point contest is interesting because it's actually like, I mean, it's hard to fake it in a sense, right? Like the actual All-Star game is pretty easy to fake because like nobody really plays any defense and like the score is like 150 or something. So like, but the 3-point contest, yeah, you're just alone and you got to shoot, right? So like you either are good or you're not, and then like it works or it doesn't. Afternoon, people. Enjoying the show so far, says Shane. Good afternoon, Shane. I agree. The tree looks creepy? No, the tree is freaked out. The tree is very nervous. I liked this one. There are a lot of different trees. I had to go through a whole variety of trees to get the tree that I liked. The AI didn't really know what the Stanford tree was, so... All right, here we go. As Reno tries to drive in on Gillis, I mean, he just puts the head down and goes in. That's a Reno 2. It's actually his first bucket from inside the 3-point line tonight. So 5-0 run by Maxine Reno, all by himself, and Stanford has pulled within 15. Evans here at the ACC logo and just throws it away. That is the first Duke turnover. I don't really understand what he was trying to do there. I guess he was expecting Mason Gillis to cut to his right. That was really weird. So with 3 minutes here to go in the first, Reynaud on Malawach. Malawach got to be a little careful here. Oh, he's only got one foul. Actually, Reynaud with the turnaround J. And the rebound going to go into the lap of Sion James, deflected off a Stanford player. James going to go to Proctor. This should be an open 3, and it is. Yes, Tyrese Proctor just continues to be unable to miss. He's got 15. 3 of 5, rather, from beyond the arc. 15 points in the first half for Tyrese Proctor, who just continues to pour it in. Reynaud there, well guarded by Malawach. Better offense by Reynaud, and Reynaud... No, it's not Corey Alexander. Oh my God. Corey Alexander's is his first bucket inside the three-point line. Yo, you have not been paying attention to the game, buddy. He just scored another one. Malawach for 3. No. Reynaud thought about 3. He's got Malawach in the air, and he will throw it in. I guess Corey Alexander will say that that's also his first bucket inside the three-point line, as Duke calls a timeout, and Shire not liking the defensive assignment there. There was Reynaud was clear to the basket after he got passed by Malawach. So Reynaud has gone, let's see, he had 6, he's got 9 points here all by himself. The only one on Stanford to score since the 4-minute, we came back from the 4-minute timeout. So it looks like Duke is starting to get a little loosey-goosey. We have seen times where Duke has gone up 20 and then kind of like, you know, slept walk for a little while. So it doesn't surprise me. It's a good timeout by John Shire here. I mean, you're going to lose it anyway, so... So let's see what we cook up here out of the timeout. As Flag has the ball, going to give it to Proctor. Proctor with a turnaround jump shot. Really tough, but it doesn't matter. I mean, Proctor just puts up anything in proximity of the basket and it falls in. 17 points in the first half for Tyrese Proctor. That's like, that's usually a game. Incredible here. Don't get lost defensively here, Cooper. Okay, I think we're all right. Jalen Blake still can't hit there, and the rebound back down to Proctor. Pretty much just taking himself. Oh, no, he's going to go to Sion James, and that'll be deflected by Jalen Blakes. Keep it with Duke, though, by 17. Hope he keeps the scoring streak going for the postseason. We got still like 3 weeks to go there, Shane. Like, I mean, sure, if Proctor from here to the end scored 20 points a game, I'll take it. He's about to get 20 now. No, that 3 is no good. That was about to be a heat check. Said is Duke about to score 50 and a half. We're going to get close here, but 47-31. Reynaud for 3 again. Nothing. The deflection by Stanford. Stanford retains it. That should be a 20-second shot clock. Reynaud going to try again. Oh, my goodness. Maxime Reynaud. Yo, actually, Reynaud is going to be a very high draft pick. This guy, here's a 7-footer, man, that can shoot the 3. He's got the NBA, he's got the NBA, the prototypical NBA thing going here. It's a 13-point game. We will have the final shot. So here's another opportunity for Duke to do the whole, end of game, end of half shot clock situation. Let's see what happens. Proctor, he's got Flag with 8 seconds. He's kind of asking John Shire what he wants him to do. Flag's going to put it up, nothing. Malawach with the putback. Hey, oh, yep. And that'll work. There's a little bit of confusion here, though, if we rewind this for a second. So look, John Shire's all the way over here at like the half court line. Flag kind of gives him a look like it's like, what exactly do you want me to do? I'm not sure if that was the shot, but like, it's kind of the play for from Clemson, but in reverse, right? Like, Flag ended up going to the left instead of coming down to the right. But there you go. So we end up converting at the end of the half, which is nice. I feel like I can't miss Proctor for about 2 to 3 weeks, and then... Oh, I feel like I can't miss Proctor for about 2 to 3 weeks, and then I can't hit broadside of a barn for 2 to 3 weeks. Yeah, I mean, remember the NC State game is not at the Elite Eight last year. That's not what we're looking for here, right? That is not what we're looking for. So. All right, let's take a quick look at the stats of the first half. So, Maxime Reynaud, obviously here. I mean, he's got 18 points. He averages 20 points a game. Sorry, the dog is just like pacing back and forth. What's up, bud? Yeah. 7 of 16. So at least he's got 18 points, but at least we forced him to be rather inefficient in those 18 points. It's a high volume of shots. He's only made 7 of them. Although he has 4 of 7 from beyond the arc, which is I'm really impressed. Honestly, I'm really impressed with this kid. 4 rebounds, though. He's still a little ways off the double-double here, as we've got... Actually, yeah, Duke, I mean... Look at this. Duke fouled only 2 times. Defensively here, Duke fouled only 2 times in that half. Forced 6 turnovers... and got 8 points off those turnovers. I mean, is exceptional Duke defense all around. Duke with 11 assists on 17 makes. That's actually that average. That ratio is a little less than what we had earlier. Earlier we had about a 75% ratio, right? We were 8 assists on 12 makes. Now we're 11 assists on 17 makes. So actually Stanford +3 in the rebounding column to Duke. We were concerned in the Cal game. Actually, I should say we were concerned going into the Cal game about Duke having lost the rebounding edge over the last 3 games that it had played. That rectified that in the Cal game. But here, again, let's see, Duke -3 going into halftime. I'd really like to see us flip that stat. But, it's really on this, look, you got 7 offensive reboards for Stanford. And if you recall, there was one possession where they had 3 cracks at the basket. There was another possession where they had 4 cracks at the basket, right? You just have to be able to close out these defensive possessions. So, this was the first half. Auburn-Bama still has 6 minutes. No, actually, Shane, Auburn and Bama started 15 minutes later than us. Their start time was 4:15. And so they were actually about 10 minutes behind. Which we can swap over to that game. So let's do that. As we have Auburn and Bama 33-29 with Auburn ahead here. Our game is a blowout. It's okay. We're up by 15 with we should just be able to maintain that, I think. Let's see here this while we're at the halftime. Oh, this game is at Alabama, even. Wow, this is... Generally speaking, Duke should never get out rebounded given their height. I know, but that's why I brought it up at the start of the Cal game and why I was concerned, because it's become a trend with Duke getting out rebounded of late, which is not great, guys. That's definitely something we need to be keeping a very close eye on. And I don't really understand why. I understood getting out rebounded when Malik Brown was like injured and not being able to play in the game. But like now with him back, like Duke's at full strength here. So like there should really be no excuse with the rebounding. And also like, yeah, like there was a time when like Cooper Flagg wasn't feeling as healthy because he was sick or whatever. Like, but hey, come back. Come back. But yeah, in my opinion, there's really no excuse for not being able to rebound at a high level. I agree. So I don't know what the deal with that is. So this Auburn-Alabama game is Auburn leads by 6. Three-pointer by Bama, no good there. Oh, what an offensive rebound travel. No, that's a foul, actually. It's a foul. It's an Auburn foul. Yeah, that's the media timeout there. What else do we have for our game here? 5 more conference games to go. Would have been nice to go undefeated, but it's going 19-1 would still be impressive. Something extremely impressive, actually, going 19-1. I'm not really... I think we could do it. Obviously, the Carolina game is going to be kind of the one that, like, it pivots on. I think Wake Forest will beat them at home. We already beat them at Wake. I think we'll beat them at home okay. Although, it could be a very close game. I mean, the last couple of games that Wake Forest has come into Cameron have all been very close. And kind of scary. So I suspect that one is not as like trivial as one would think. But then, yeah, maybe we could just go to Carolina and blow them out by 20 again. That would be nice to kind of wrap things up. So. But yeah, Florida State, Miami, they're fine. They're fine. Virginia, not too worried about it. What's up, buddy? Also looking at points in the paint here. Duke with 16 points in the paint. Stanford with only 8. Also, Jalen Blake's not having a great return to Cameron here with 0 for 5 and no points. Talking about merging the ACC and the Big East, that would be insane. I have not heard about that. That would be crazy, though. I'm not really sure, like, I'm not really sure I'm for bigger conferences. It doesn't really make as much sense to me. I kind of like the idea of, like, where you could have a conference that you could play everybody home and away twice. Like, everybody twice and then play them in home and away. Like, there should definitely... What we definitely should not ever do is to, like, you have so many teams that it ends up like a football situation where you have uneven scheduling, where you actually don't play everybody in the conference. That makes no sense to me. That would make no sense to me if you have a conference that's too big. The conferences are too big as they are, so I don't know. So let's see what else Cooper gives us here in the second half. He's got 9 points right now. I mean, far and away, Tyrese Proctor is the one playing the best. Be nice to see Isaiah Evans get some points too. I'd like to, you know, have him hit a 3 or 2, and then we get some of the other guys in. Well, they said it'd be 29 overall teams, but most, that's, no. No. We should definitely not do that. We should definitely not do that. Give me 1 second before we start the second half. I'm just going to give the dog something to eat, and I'll be right back. All right. Should be almost ready to come out of halftime, I would think. This Auburn Alabama game still with 3 minutes and 40 seconds left in the first half. I mean, it's gonna go deep. It's gonna go deep into the second half. Like, this is gonna be a close game. I don't think either team is gonna really get a lot of separation here. It's sad how so many historically premier programs seem to have fallen off. The interesting one to me is Kansas, who basically owned the Big 12 for a decade, or like almost over a decade, right? They basically won the Big 12, 12, 13 years in a row. And ever since the Big 12 expanded, they haven't won it. And it's just so interesting. Nothing for Auburn. Alabama here with an opportunity to tie or take the lead. First lead of the game. Wow, they've been trailing the whole time. Here's Bam. Oh no, Broom with a strip. Nicely done. Wow, Auburn just had 2 looks, couldn't get it to go. They're going to want that one back. Oh my. That was about to be a poster. All right, this should be back to us here in a second, I think. What's up? Yes, buddy. It's raining. I hope Duke wins the Natty just to shut up all the obnoxious SEC fans who keep saying Duke is overrated and hasn't played anybody. Oh my goodness. Duke has actually played a very tough schedule. It's like one of our hardest schedules that we've played in a long time. Stanford will start with the ball this half. All right, here we go. Duke by 15. In control. Only one turnover for Duke in that half and 2 fouls, which one on Malawach, one on Proctor. So good foul situation for us. Let's see how this half develops. Will Stanford be able to come back? Do they have anything in them? First 4 minutes will tell us a lot here. Reynaud driving in gets swatted from behind, and Proctor's actually going to be called for a foul, his second. Clemson is getting screwed over. No way they're 23rd. Well, I think they're moving up, actually. They haven't lost in a while since that Georgia Tech game, right? Like, they beat us. They beat Carolina. They shellacked Florida State this week, earlier. Won 9 of the last 10 games. Like, there it is. It seems a lot of people have forgotten that Duke beat Auburn. I know it was at home, but still has to mean something. Of course, I mean, it would be very interesting to see a rematch between those two. I actually hope that the rematch does not happen because it's very difficult to beat a team twice in the same season. So, like, I don't know. I really hope we don't actually see Auburn again. Reynaud is 1 of 2 at the free throw line. And Duke will have its first possession of the second half, up 14. Knipple driving. Cut off by Reynaud. Going to try to put it up to Malawach. Can't. Actually turns into a turnover. So Duke a little loose with the ball there. Turned it over once all in the first half and now has a 1 turnover in the first minute. Reynaud again couldn't get it. Malawach down with a rebound and James up ahead. James driving high off glass. Yes, and 1. I mean, they're not ranked because they have so many SEC teams that are ranked. And they just keep beating each other, so they go up, they go down, they kind of stay the same. It's like, remember folks, the SEC is only 82 and 82. They're only 500 in conference. No separation for any team there. Only 500 in conference. Deion James completes the 3-point play, 52-35 for Duke. Long-range 3-point shot. Reynaud trying to get a rebound, and looks like they're going to call Knipple for a foul on the rebounding action. His first. Stanford inbounding here to Sellers, being guarded by Flagg. Flagg has been quiet so far here in the second. Good defense as he cuts off the baseline. Reynaud for 3, no. And Stanford trying to save it. That was Jalen Blakes that flew in there. It does. Now back to Sellers, loses it, and we have another foul by Duke. So we get the 3rd foul by Duke, which is now more fouls than we saw in the entire first half for our Blue Devils. Sellers for 3, actually gets James caught in the air on the shot fake, takes a couple dribbles inside the 3-point line, and we'll get the long range 2. Knipple driving in inside and amongst two of the trees. Can't get the shot, but the possession arrow, we have a tie up here. It'll actually go to Duke, so keep the ball on this end of the floor. And the managers are out in force, wiping the court down, unlike Clemson. Knipple gets the inbound pass. He's one-on-one against Sellers. Manages to turn him around. Nicely done by Con Knipple. Just a one-on-one basketball play there. Puts his man on a platter and spins him around. And Cooper Flagg steals it from Reno. Knipple over to James. Back to Flagg for the alley-oop. Flagg started it and Flagg ended it. Blake's looking for his first points. No, Malawatch with a huge block. And goaltending, actually. Duke by 17 here with Flagg driving. That's a foul. It's a foul by Young. That'll be his third. Still odd seeing Blake's in a Stanford jersey. Same with Roach at Baylor. I mean, it's weird when they come back in the wrong jersey, right? But I guess that's what Malik Brown was like when we went to Syracuse, so. Duke inbounding here to Flagg. Oh, Malawatch with a really hard screen at the top. Nothing, though. Flagg going to give it to Malawatch. Oh, they ran that little pick and roll action to perfection. Stanford couldn't recover in time. 10 points for Malawatch. He's in double figures. Wow, Auburn managed to open up a decent halftime lead against Alabama there. Finished on a little run. 42-33, Auburn plus 9 at half. As Duke continues here. Plus 19. Lakes is going to put up a 3. No. As the shot clock was winding down, it had about 5 seconds left. Flagg down with the rebound. Proctor with a deep 3. Oh, straight on and straight down. Proctor's got 20 points. Oh my goodness. What a day for Tyrese Proctor. Blake's nice pass down low. Give Jalen Blake's an assist there. That was Agarwal here. So Duke by 20. Flagg over to Malawatch again. There's just so much flow to the offense right now. I mean, wow. Dude, we can just get whatever we want. Whatever we want. 22-point game here. It almost feels unfair. Well, there's almost another turnover as Blake's was trying to get it to Sellers on the back cut. Wow, man. I mean, that first 4-minute little stanza here, Duke actually extends the lead by 4 points now, up 20, by 3 points rather, up 22. Cooper Flagg with now 11. Proctor with now 20. He's shooting 75% from the floor on 8 of 12 and 4 of 7 from beyond the arc. I mean, he may as well be at shooting practice right now. Knipple's got 9. Malawatch has 15. What? Malawatch has 15. Where am I? Oh. There we go. Okay. Malawatch is 15. That's kind of nutty on 7 of 8. And Malowich also has 5 rebounds. Cooper Flagg racking up the assists as well. 4 assists there. And actually, Sion James with 6 assists so far and 0 turnovers. We talked about at the top of the show how Sion James has been the leading assist man. Basically, in the last 7 games, Sion James distributing 26 assists to 5 turnovers. Let's update that. In the last 8 games, including this one, he's got 32 assists to just 5 turnovers for a not 5.2, 32 divided by 5 for a 6.4 assist to turnover ratio. It's insane. It is absolutely insane. Malowich still working on his double-double, though. He's got 5 rebounds. Actually, that's the top rebounds for Duke. No other player has more than 3, which is Cooper Flagg. But Duke's still trailing in the rebounding category, 21-19. I mean, we've talked about that. We talked about how they were down 3, so we clawed that back by 1. What's up, bud? Want to go outside? We can go outside right after the Duke game, buddy. It's raining right now, though. So thanks, everybody, for joining us here on this Saturday afternoon, just after 5:30 on the East Coast. Duke versus Stanford, the first time that these two teams have played as ACC opponents. Stanford actually has a 2-1 record against Duke. Both wins coming, one of them came last century in 1999, and the other came in 2000, and then Duke won the third meeting. So it's about to be 2-2, though. Nick saying UConn was up 7 with like 45 seconds left in OT and lost to a bad Seton Hall team. I'm telling you, man, Bob Hurley needs to have a come to Jesus moment, and like the meteor is coming down to earth here for UConn this year. I would not be surprised to see a first weekend exit for the Huskies in the NCAA tournament. You heard it here first. That's the prediction. First weekend exit for the two-time defending national champions. They're certainly not going for the three-peat. It's not happening. I mean, you saw Kansas City got denied for the three-peat, right? Like, it's not happening for UConn, man. That's he's gonna come down to earth here. It's all because of hubris. So Duke again here, up 22 with the ball. And again, threatening. Flagg over Reynaud. Yes, Flagg for 2 more. 13. Just isolate him and clear it out for him. I mean, the lead just keeps growing here. It's 24 right now. This is Gaylor here. Gaylor for 3. Those are his first points. Stanford finally does manage to get one. Actually, both Duke and Stanford, almost an even number of threes here. Stanford 7 of 16, Duke 8 of 17. Oh my goodness, Malik Brown thought about the 3, but he thought better of it. Gave it up to Cooper Flagg in the corner. Weak side rebound to Knipple. On the other side of Proctor. Proctor driving in at the ACC logo. Kick out there to Flagg. Flagg for 3. Assist for Proctor. 3 for Flagg. 16 points for the Coop. Duke back up to 24. I would like to see Stanford not make it to 60. Okay, so that they could keep moving our average lower. Our field goal percentage, our field goal defense, or scoring defense, rather. Good box out by Knipple on Reynaud, actually. Great positioning. Here's James driving by himself. James in and amongst 3 trees gets fouled. And we'll go to the free throw line. It's a foul on Sellers. That's his third. Third for Stanford here in the half. Why would Kevin Hart leave? I mean, he's a celebrity. He's got places to be. I mean, the game's a blowout. Yeah, he's at Cameron Indoor with floor seats. I mean, he's got so much money, it doesn't matter, I guess. Deion James converts both of the free throw line, 7 points, as Duke has hit 70 points at the 14-minute mark. So now we are up 26. I would never leave if I was a celebrity at Cameron. You got to beat the traffic, though. You got to beat the traffic to get back to the executive airport where your private jet is. Proctor almost pokes it away from Reynaud. Stanford will have to inbound and has 11 seconds here. Remember, despite the fact that Duke is going on this extended run here and opening up the lead and the margin, Stanford only has one timeout left. They burned 3 of them in the first half, so they can't really use a timeout, or the next one they'll use will be it. So if they try to stop a Duke run with a timeout, kind of a tough spot to be. Blake's tosses up a brick, and actually, technically, I guess a shot clock violation, but the refs don't stop it because Cooper Flag gets the rebound. Over here to Malik Brown, who's going to put up 3. Is he going to get in on the action? He is! Why not at this point? Why not? And let's just say this is definitely going the way of the Duke victory here. Great defense by Mason Gillis. The up and under, the step through there by Okpara. And Gillis will get called with a foul. Please get Hubbard some minutes. We should get everybody some minutes right now. Okpara makes his first free throw. 3 points for him. Skylark's going to want some Darren Harris action. I don't see it happening just yet, but yeah, Okpara makes them both. So 27-point game right now. It's just incredible, actually, what we're doing. We are ripping them apart. Brown from the same spot, but passed it up to Gillis. Gillis almost got it stolen from him. Now back to Flag with 10 seconds on the shot clock. Beautiful little pass down there to Brown, who can't corral it, actually. That was Brown's fault. He had it in his hands and just kind of let it slip. Blake's trying to feed the post, and Brown! Oh, he gets out there and almost gets a steal. What a way to sell out by Malik Brown for that steal. That is just, that effort is incredible. That effort, I love that effort by Malik Brown. I mean, he kind of sees it. He's like, yeah, maybe I can get to this. Sells it out there. The whole body extension on the ground. Almost comes up with the steal. Evans in the game now here. So, Flag, Proctor, Brown, Gillis, Evans. Jalen Blakes manages to get Malik Brown in the air with a nice shot fake and will score his first points of the afternoon. 2 points for Jalen Blakes, scored on the transfer from Syracuse. So he has not yet scored on a former Duke teammate. Flag going to take it himself, going to finish with the left, too strong. Couple missed shots here have brought it back down to 25. And Gillis defending baseline. Stanford is stuck. Okpara is stuck below. He can't get a really tough shot off. Great defense by Duke. Just swarming there. Gillis for 3. Open. In and out. I thought that was going in. How is Isaiah Evans projected to get drafted? I mean, they like rank everybody, even if they're not like declaring for the draft anyway. But they just project everyone. Here's a Malik Brown foul. That's his first, as Blake's will go to the free throw line when we get back. Yeah, I don't think Isaiah Evans is actually going to go to the draft, but like, it's just like a theoretical. They just do it for everyone, so. It's that draft chart is like, if he were to declare, this is probably where he would go. But 50 is like deep in the second round. Like, I'm not sure that you want to do that. Like, he's like way better, like, he'd be way better off coming back for another season and like trying to get up into the first round. Zion could definitely be a good 6-man in the NBA. He's got a body for it, man. I think that's the cool thing about Sion James is he's just like built like a truck. I mean, he could have been a football player too, right? Like, Duke just pouring it on here, though. I mean, we're up 25 with 11 minutes to go. There's no way Duke loses this game. Go ahead and call it 14-1 in the ACC. And toss this one in the W column here. Interesting game against UVA coming up on Monday, actually. So short turnaround. There's a tongue twister for you. Short turnaround here for our guys. But we are tuned up and ready to go. Obviously, it'll be very interesting to see, like, you know, UVA always known for its defense, but obviously Tony Bennett retiring at the start of the season hasn't had the best season. Not really even, like, you know, in consideration for the NCAA tournament this time. Come on, Syracuse beat UNC. Where are they at? We'll check the scores here in a second. We'll check the scores of the next time out. Stanford inbounding, and it's just going to put it up over the head there of Okpara. But actually, Knipple ends up touching it, so Stanford will inbound it again. Illinois game carries a ton of weight. That's a quad one. That's a quad one win if we get it. Doesn't really hurt us very much if we lose, but it'll certainly help, rather. Oh, it starts at 6. Or it's like right after. It's right at the end of this game. I got you. Blake's working on Isaiah Evans. Blake's trying to go up over Evans. No. Khan with the rebound. James, they're trying to go to Malawach again. That's another turnover, though, as we couldn't get the alley-oop pass. That felt way too forced, actually. So that's a turnover by Sion James. That's he's breaking his assist-to-turnover ratio. Is Illinois not in the top No, Illinois is definitely in the top 25. Or they definitely were. Stanford inbounding up top again. Duke still leads by 21. Quick three-pointer. Yep. Gaylor. He's got two of them. 2 of 2 from beyond the arc. 22-point game. Here's Isaiah Evans. Fumbles the pass a little bit. Trying to go up off the glass. Malawach with the offensive rebound. That's out on Syracuse. That's out on Stanford. They beat Michigan State today. Well, Michigan State's been playing well, too. They're definitely ranked. Gillis gives it up to Knipple here on the inbound. Duke with 12 seconds on the shot clock. Where's the offense going to come from? James behind the back. James going to try to force it in himself. Oh, my goodness. What a tough shot. What a tough make by Sion James. I mean, the contortion of the body. The control to go off the glass. Reno has gone quiet here. He's actually not in the game right now, I don't think. Isaiah Evans foul? Really? That's such a cheap foul, man. I don't think anybody really expected Zion to be this good. Dude has been a fantastic ad. I mean, it's gotten even better once he became like the primary point guard for Duke. So I expected him to be pretty good, but I don't think I expected him to be starting like the primary point guard good, to your point. Like, I sort of agree. Oh my God, Duke completely fumbled the defensive rebound here. Although we actually do manage to get it back. Never mind. That's the score for Alabama-Auburn. We'll check it at the next timeout. Got a little ways to go here. Malawach. Proctor! Yes, the and one! Actually, other way around. Proctor to Malawach with the alley-oop. 17 for Malawach. No, 15. Oh my God, I had that stat right. St. James does have 12. Wow. Okay, the stats lied to me, man. I was lied to by the stats. And I was like, St. James, they like gave Malawach too many points. I was like, yeah, that's right. Now he has 15. So you got 4 Blue Devils in double figures as he converts the three-point play. Flag with 12, Proctor with 20, Malawach with 15, and James with 12. And Knipple with 9. So Knipple also threatening. Basically, the entire starting lineup for Duke is the 3 on the way for Stanford. Nothing offensive rebound there for Toure. The entire starting lineup, except for Con Knipple for Duke, is in double figures. Actually, they've kind of been the only ones that are scoring. I mean, Malik Brown's got a 3, and Mason Gillis also has a 3. But yeah, like the bench has contributed 6 points here, and the starters have contributed 72. I actually don't know what this career high or the season high for Malawach is. 18th sounds right. Stanford hitting 10 out of 12 free throws, so they've been good at the line. And they still trail. Despite that, they still trail by 24. Flagg thought about 3, picks up his dribble, gives it up to Proctor instead. Proctor back to Flagg. Stanford sagging off. Flagg going to drive it in. He loses the ball. Malawach recovers it. Back to Flagg, over to Knippel. Knippel trying to get into double figures with 3 more. No, Knippel gets his own rebound and hits it off the Stanford player as he was flying out of bounds. What a heads-up play by Khan. Oh, that might actually have hit Khan's shoulder, actually, on the ricochet. Maybe. They're going to award it to us, but okay. It might have hit Khan's shoulder. That's a foul. Got a foul here by... Foul by Stanford, that's their 5th. Flagg trying to drive here. Malawach back to Flagg. Flagg of the ACC logo. He's going to give it up to Malawach for the assist. Malawach is going to say thank you very much and take the dunk. 17 points for Kaman. This is what we were saying sort of earlier in the season where we're like, I don't understand how Malawach doesn't have 10 points on any given night. Because it's like we're just missing these like layup sort of alley-oops, but he really should have more points than he does, right? And then there was that little slump that was like really tough to like sort of wrap your head around. 7:46 here. Let's double check our, make sure we get our stats correct. 131. Okpara, Agarwal, Lakes, Stinson, Reynaud. So Reynaud has been stuck at 19 points, like hasn't done anything. Curious. Duke with 1. I'm sort of confused because Reynaud... I feel like Reynaud hasn't been in the game. Yeah, Maxime Reynaud was subbed out at the 11:07 mark. Okay, so he hasn't played in the last, like, 3 minutes. All right. All right, what are our scores here? Auburn, Alabama. Auburn has opened a 14-point lead against Alabama. 55-41 right now with 15:45 left in the second. Iowa State, number 10 team in the country. 61-56 over Cincinnati at the moment at home. Looks like A&M beat Arkansas. We knew about that one. Tennessee beat Vandy. We knew there. Purdue, the number 17, got upset by Wisconsin. That's an in-conference rival. There they got upset 94-84. So Wisconsin with the win. Arizona did end up hanging on. Sorry, Houston ended up hanging on against Arizona. 62-54, beating the Wildcats there. Cougars over Wildcats, cat-on-cat crime between the two of those. Texas Tech, wow, 93-55. Missouri over Georgia. A couple more of these ranked matchups. Mississippi State over Ole Miss. That's a bit of a rivalry there coming up next. And then UK and Texas. Michigan State will play Illinois. Yeah, So chat, you guys were right. Illinois is not ranked right now, but Michigan State will go travel to Illinois, a chance for Illinois to pick up a big win there in the Big Ten, and then Florida will beat Florida will beat South Carolina tonight. Kansas and Utah. So there you go. The hustle in this team is the biggest difference I've seen in years. I mean, exactly, yeah. It's pretty incredible. I love the pace, the selflessness that these guys play with. And as Shane was pointing out, the hustle has just been like you had Knipple there fighting for a loose ball when they're up by 25, late in the second half. James does manage to score that free throw there, 13 for him so far. 6 assists and 1 turnover. And he's got both free throws. Duke still by 25. It does look like Stanford will crack 60, but I don't think it's going to matter. Good defense here by Proctor out on the perimeter. 7:30 to go here in the game. 10-second shot clock for the Trees. Nice pass down low as Young completes. See, Raynaud is the only Stanford player in double figures today. Sellers, who averages 14 points per game, has 9. And also Jalen Blakes, who averages 14.5 points per game, has 2. Talk about Tyrese Proctor, who just can't stop scoring, man. 23 points. Tyrese Proctor, who averages 18 points in his last 4 games, is now up to 23. Long three-pointer here by Duke. A lot of fighting for position down low. Stanford will get the offensive rebound, so rebounding still a weakness for the Blue Devils. Problem is that, and here's Raynaud for 3. That's no good. And the rebound to Proctor. No, actually, another offensive rebound for Stanford, as Proctor can't corral that. I mean, our lack of ability to rebound is going to lose us the tournament. Like, that's what's going to come down to. Sellers can't get it, and finally, Sion James with the defensive board to end the possession. Up ahead to Proctor, cross-court pass to Flagg. Flagg is open for 3. He's going to take it, and he's going to make it. Cooper Flagg in transition. What a find by Tyrese. 19 points for Cooper Flagg. In this game, we sort of came in being like, okay, it was Maxine Raynaud, versus Cooper Flagg, both of them scoring 19 points per game on average. Tyrese Proctor kind of stole the show early, but Cooper Flagg now has his 19, and Raynaud also has his 19. And this is the final timeout for Stanford. Oh, no, actually, sorry, it's a Duke timeout. Duke timeout for substitutions, I would guess. So Cooper Flagg, 19 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals. Wow. Tyrese Proctor, 23 points, 9 of 13, 5 of 8 from beyond the arc, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, no turnovers. 4 assists, no turnovers for Proctor. Sion James, 6 assists, only 1 turnover. I mean, it's a clinic, man. Duke has 21 assists to 4 turnovers. That's better than a 5-to-1 ratio here. And Duke actually, despite that last possession and how bad the rebounding is and how much I was sort of like getting on them for it, Duke is actually ahead in the rebounding game, 28-26 right now. Although the offensive rebounding still favors Stanford plus 6. I mean, 21 Duke baskets on 32 makes. That's about 2/3 of the attempts here. And Stanford with 8 turnovers. Duke managing to get points off those turnovers. Duke with 12 points off those 8 turnovers. Definitely need to fix the rebounding. Can't give second chances to teams in March. Yeah, I'm a little concerned. Honestly, even though we are back ahead in the rebounding column, I'm still a little concerned. What's up, bud? Hi. I know you want to go out. But the game's not over, bud. No, the last sequence was yeah, that was not good. I mean, it was just like it was silly too, because like especially because Proctor did have that rebound in his hands and he got it ripped away from him. So the substitutions here: Foster in, Evans in, Darren Harris in. So Skylark, your boy Darren Harris is in the game, and Gongba is in. Duke is clearing out the bench with 6 minutes to go, and 88-56. Which actually I sort of lost track of our how far ahead we've been. That's 32 points. Yeah, my bladder doesn't run on game time. I mean, yeah, unfortunately. We got a foul on Caleb Foster here. The problem is we have a whole nother TV timeout that we still need to get to at the under 4. Unless they're going to like scrub it. Because Duke just took the timeout and that's going to count. But I don't think so. I don't know when Stanford scored a 3. When did Stinson score a 3? Like right before the whole like. I totally missed it. That was dunked in by. Oh, I don't know when. Oh, I don't know. I guess I shortchanged Stanford a couple points there at some point. Isaiah Evans here. I'm lost on why Foster is struggling so much. He seemed primed for a breakout year. I agree, actually. Oh, there he is. There's 2 points from Caleb Foster. Yeah, like, because he lost that starting spot to James, right? Which, I mean, in the end, was the right move. Foster with some tricky moves there, and oh, that should have been a foul on Reynaud, not called though. Another 3-pointer there for Stanford. Oh, 3-pointer at the 8:06 mark. Wow, that was a long time ago. All right. Darren Harris for 2. Next whistle will take us to the under 4. Duke by 30. Gaylor again, nothing as Gongba recovers that rebound. Wow, I mean, these back-to-back beatdowns of California and Stanford, man. I like that we're not playing down to the level of the competition. Caleb Foster for 3. I just really like that we're not playing down to the level of the competition. Too many Duke teams in in recent history that have been like really good have been caught trying to like just because like, you know, playing down to their competition. to inferior teams. Oh, it came on. Oh, I remember. I was okay. That 3 came when I was looking back and forth. I was looking at the stats, and I was saying about how I was lied to about the Cameron Malawatch points. Spencer Hubbard today. Spencer Hubbard is absolutely coming into this game. I was like not watching it immediately. I mean, Skylark, you already got Darren Harris, right? So you got your wish there. Five points off the century mark? I think so. Be one of our most impressive offensive performances. Let's see. Go to Tuck. When was the last time we got the last time we got 100? In an exhibition against Lincoln and Arizona State. That was also another exhibition. We had 103. Maine 96. Oh, Army. We had 100 exactly on the nose against Army. And that's it. That's it. We've scored 100 exactly once. It was against Army. Look, I appreciate everybody hanging out this afternoon. I mean, the game was an exhibition, so to speak. But come back for Monday against Virginia. Make sure to hit the like and the subscribe to come back Monday for Virginia. UVA, always an interesting little matchup there. There'll be a 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock Eastern time game against the Cavaliers. Let's see, we got Gongba playing back to the basket here. Turnaround hook shot, beautiful. Nicely done, Patrick Gongba. So yeah, Reynaud put up 19 points, and then that was it. Foster again off the glass. 7 for Caleb Foster, and the steal! Actually on the inbounds. Step back Jay for 3. Oh, not quite. Harris there with the offensive rebound. Kick it back outside. Oh, he's going to get it outside to Begovic here. Oh, turnover. I'm actually kind of disappointed Isaiah Evans hasn't gotten any points yet. 2 minutes here left, and here's Isaiah Evans. Step into the three! No. Good. Darren Harris. Oh, man, come on. Driving. Evans going to go off the glass. Yes! There it is. Isaiah Evans for 2. And that's 101. Season high points scored for Duke. I like this piece of Evans's game. You put it on the deck and drive. Big Pat is improving from game. Seems like after coming back from the season. Yeah, I always thought that he was really supposed, like, our big man rotation was really supposed to be 3 deep between Malwatch, Brown, and Gongba, but, like, they have certainly not played it that way, which is unfortunate. Another three-pointer by Gieler, so 67 there for Stanford, who, I mean, they did manage to, like, to score points. Our scoring defense average is 60, and here's Stanford with 67. So they did manage to score, but, like, it was just way too much firepower for Duke. Here's Darren Harris for 3, no. And can we get clear rebound here? No, we cannot. No offensive board for Duke. Another three-pointer on the way for Stanford. Yep. And Agarwal gets that one. So, I mean, Stanford up to 70, but they're going to lose by 31. Crazy. It was just precision offense at all levels of the game. Three-pointer by Foster. Yeah, he's got 10. Foster's got 10 points here in the last 4 minutes. You love to see it. All right, I got to sign off real quick after this. Stanford looked better than Cal, but they don't look... Yeah, I agree Stanford was better than Cal, but... You get the dunk there by Begovic. That's crazy. Everybody get in on the action. Okay, that last shot, that's going to be it. We're done! 36 points! What a margin here. Duke 107, Stanford 70. Enjoy the weekend, Duke fam. Yeah, as Shane says, happy Sunday, everybody. We just played sensationally well. I'm going to sign off. I'll see you all on Monday night for the game against Virginia. Stay safe and have a great rest of your weekend and have a great Sunday. Good night. Go Duke.